Yep. Good morning, people, peepettes. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's just your madman and his mad dog. This shit tip of a house, but you've got a mad dog. That happens. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all good. It's nearly the weekend again. Perks of a 4-day weekend, I guess. Don't know your ass from your elbow. Like I said, I hope everybody's keeping well. It's just me. A big thank you to everybody that likes, subscribes, or whatever you do to my videos or my socials when I post other stuff. Greatly appreciated. Now, I don't want this... This isn't a cocky I told you so video. Oh, by the way, I had my head on the other day. This isn't a cocky I told you so video. And I wouldn't do that. I'm not like that. And anybody that knows me knows that I call myself just a conscious observer. I'm not a vlogger. I'm not a proper YouTuber. Everything goes on my phone and goes out as it is, unedited, unfiltered, and whatever. I'm just me. I'm just a 53 on Monday, as it happens. I'm 53 on Monday. I'm an Englishman. I'm a patriot. I'm proud to be English, ashamed of my government, as the saying goes, along with all the other cliches that you can roll out. Although the most important one, I think, coming into the next sort of 2 years that we've got left would be, 2.5 years, would be aim high, vote low. That seems to be the way it needs to go at the minute. Anyway, back to the video. Back to the video from little old me. A few months ago, maybe a few months ago, a couple of months ago, I did a video. Everybody was coming out, and I'm not slating anything or anybody for the way they do their videos, and everything that I do, just as a disclaimer, is purely from my headspace, my opinion, what I see, what I observe. Yeah, so a couple of months ago, everybody was coming out going, oh, the country's heading into civil war. They've been saying this, oh, excuse me, sorry, that was a bit close. They've been saying this roughly since the Southport slaughter back in 2024. They've been saying we're heading on the brink, and every now and again our government, our holy leader and our king will go out and do something that pisses more Brits off. You know, change, flip-flop, not mention Easter, but mention all the other Ramadans and all that crap. That's probably going to be taken on, but you know what I mean. And everyone's coming out going, oh yeah, we've got terror cells on the streets. We've got we've especially with the Iranian war, we've got terrorists coming over in the boats, building up these networks of organisations. There's already 23 or 24 or 40 terrorist cells across the UK waiting to strike mass terrorist actions. And I simply commented on one of my videos that I see the start of it as something else. I see the start of it as small, and I'm not talking like the lone wolf instance where one person goes out and kills many, because that is a terrorist attack. I said at the time that I see it as how did I word it? Individual altercations, little ones where be straight to the point. The Muslims, as one of my favourite YouTubers gets around calling them. Where they're going out in little groups and they're attacking one or two patriots, or you've got the lefties and the greens, and you've got this and that, the other, tearing down British flags that people are putting up. And I said, the start isn't going to be, I don't believe the start will be a mass terrorist attack. I believe there will be one. I'm not questioning the fact that there will be something atrocious, and more than likely this summer. But I believe it's got the flashpoint, the little ignition is going to be little group altercations, you know. And the more I observe, the more I watch, the more I see little groups of Brits, either being young British girls or white European girls in general across Europe, being targeted, essayed, and not even... I'm trying to word, to the point that they've been harassed and touched as they're walking down the streets, some at night and some in broad daylight. You've got these Muslims and people of that ilk just going up and touching young girls, harassing them on buses, harassing them around the streets, harassing them in pubs or in bars. You see them on some videos where they're just driving up and down past the pubs and clubs on the night time, waiting for white vulnerable drunk girls to come out. And then what you're also seeing a lot of now is where I went with my original comment. You're now seeing a lot of young patriot lads patrolling the streets, pretty much, keeping an eye out, especially some of the YouTubers, keeping an eye out for young girls that are vulnerable in some of the bigger cities. But it happens in my town as well. It happens in Little Grimsby. It happens in Cleethorpes. But you're getting white British lads now keeping an eye out on the young girls. So anytime there's like a molestation or an allegation of somebody being groped, the young lads are now taking it upon themselves to go and try and deal with things, because the old bill clearly a two-tier. And this is happening more and more and more. And then what you're getting is 5-on-5 or 5-on-10 situations where a group of one side is attacking a group of patriots, and the patriots are fighting back because the patriots are sick of running. We're sick of carrying down. We're sick of saying yes sir, no sir, we'll integrate. We'll integrate. Fine. It's them on that other side that are not integrating. They don't want to integrate. They don't want to partake. They want to take over. And like I say, and this was what I was saying, and it's coming to the fore now. Quite a lot of people on the YouTubes and on some of the other channels that I watch and videos and stuff, they're coming out and saying, Brits have had enough. You've got it across Dublin, where the Irish patriots are fighting back. You've got it in America and Australia and a lot of the European countries where the patriots of them nations are fighting back individually now. And like I said, there will be a mass terror attack somewhere across mainland Europe, whether it's the UK, whether it's Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, whether it's America, Australia. The Western world is going to be under attack. Like I say, by this summer. But the flashpoint is going to be what I said a couple of months back. And it's going to be individual situations that the police are not dealing with. The police are not taking seriously allegations that young Muslims are following young girls around and touching them. They're not taking it serious when patriots are being attacked for flying a flag or carrying a flag or walking a dog, as is the big thing at the moment. Excuse me. And like I said, I never wanted to be proved right. And I'm not claiming I was the only person that saw it coming this way. But sadly, I believe that is the way. As the weather gets warmer, groups of people are coming out more and more. Groups of patriots, groups of the other side, the lefties, the Greens, anybody that, anybody that just wants to dismantle the United Kingdom as a Christian nation. And that's where the flicker point is going to be. Somewhere, sadly, in the not too distant future. So this brings me to the end of my video, and this brings me to the most important time. I've said this for a long time. Look after yourselves. Look after your friends, your neighbours, your elders, your relatives. Look after your young uns. Look after your kids. Look after your girls. Look after your boys. Look after your wives, your mums. They're all victims, or potential victims. They're all targets, should we say. And we're going to need to maintain a higher level of control before it does explode. Otherwise, we're going to see apocalyptic type dystopian scenes that will drag us all back to the places that this lot have come from, the Dark Ages. Look after yourselves. Talk to people. Like I say, keep your ears open, keep your eyes open as to what's going on in your town. Keep your eyes and ears open as to what's going on around the country, around the Western world. Look after yourself, because as I always say, you can't pour from an empty cup. And if you know what that means, you know full well that by now most of our cups are getting drained daily by certain situations. And as always, stay safe, stay proud, stay loud. Peace.